Hello, I'm Sandman 99,
And I'm Rick V5.
and we're back to do another episode of the adventures of Escaped Institute Synth G9-13.
Indeed.
And in the last episode, the Olivia Satellite Raiders got what was coming to them. And I recovered a locket for the Abernathys, and now we have the Abernathy settlement.
Nice.
And off camera, I did a bunch of scrapping over there and built a couple of gun turrets and, you know, that kind of thing as well as I could without being able to share resources with Sanctuary here.
Yep.
And I also built a little bit on top of the house there. Because my plan here is that I am not going to expand this settlement's footprint size any more than it already is. I'm going to build upward.
Okay.
So basically, you can access it from either wall there using the stairways. And you get up to this little stairway, which is pretty makeshift here, and then you can go in here.
Yeah.
And we have this nice airy space to build a whole bunch of barrack-style arranged beds. Probably,
No easy living here.
Yeah, I can probably get at least a couple dozen beds in this level.
Yeah.
And then, if I have to, I can build one more level on top here. I left the space to put another stairway up. And that will be our, basically, sleeping arrangements for all the settlers that I hope will eventually attract here.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, that was what I did to, just as a little bit of housekeeping and that kind of thing. I also leveled up and attained a level of gun nut, so I was able to improve my guns.
Nice.
Most notably, my the Spitfire submachine gun, pipe submachine gun here. I put a better stock on it, I put a drum magazine, and I put a compensator on the barrel. So it is, and I also was able to put one stronger level of receiver on it too. And I think it's getting a little late in the day here to be going out in the middle of nowhere, but I thought that the next thing I would do is head to Tenpines Bluff and see what those settlers want. But I think probably it would be a good idea to just go back in here and we'll sleep for 11 hours.
Have a nap in the barracks.
Yeah. Well, see, the original 5 settlers get this nice little house all to themselves, but anyone else that comes along, well, they gotta sleep in these like little cot-type beds, closely packed to one another.
Yep.
So anyway, here we go. And I think I've cleaned out my inventory pretty much. Yeah. So the weapons I'm taking with me are Spitfire, which now has a hardened automatic receiver and a drum magazine and a marksman stock and a muzzle brake.
Nice.
And I've still got the Institute rifle, although I wasn't able to, really improve that because I have no science ability at all. Mm-hmm. And I've got Barkeep's Best Friend, which does an absolutely massive amount of damage now. I think I did some other things to that in addition to just giving it the kneecapper legendary. I think I tinkered with it a bit to give it a whole bunch of extra damage too, because it's much more damaging than a regular double-barreled shotgun is. Anyway, we need to have some breakfast here, so I guess we'll have a couple of crispy squirrel bits. And then away we go, off toward Tenpines Bluff. To see what the settlers want, what their problem is. As part of, I haven't actually been appointed General Gopher Errand Runner yet.
General Errand Runner?
General Errand Runner, yeah.
Yep.
But I'm still starting to fill those shoes now. And of course, since this character is a escaped synth from the Institute, well, I'm not really overly concerned about solving the mystery of a kidnapped baby that was obviously taken by the Institute anyway.
Yep.
There's not really much I can do about it right now, and I don't really have any personal investment in that, so I'm just going to do the Minutemen thing for a little while. Just because that seems like the most logical course of action to take.
Fair, fair.
So here we go, heading through Concord. can really hear the washing machine today.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah, that's the hazards of having your setup in the basement.
Yeah, you get the washing machine, you get the furnace.
The dryer. Yeah. And it's laundry day.
Well, at least it's not garbage day.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. I'll bet you if I shoot it with this gun, I'll probably just make it mad. Where's the dog? He was supposed to be following me. Oh, there he is.
You got lost.
I guess. I'm going to shoot this thing from in here. And I think I'm going to try shooting it with this shotgun, even though it's kind of far away.
Yeah, no, you just pissed it off.
Look at that. Nope, I just crippled it. See that?
Yep.
See,
now you can...
it didn't do very much damage, but...
It's crippled, and so now you can shoot the piss out of it.
Yeah. And I can also outrun it. And as it gets closer, of course, the shotgun does more and more damage. There we go. So that's what the kneecapper legendary does. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's actually quite powerful.
Yeah, this is a good weapon to use against things like Yao Guais and Death Claws and, you know, things like that that can really, really hurt you if they get close enough.
Yep.
You just cripple their legs, and that way they can't get close enough to hurt you. Oh, look at that. There's even some divots in the ground from where my shotgun pellets were hitting. So you can see roughly how far the spread was when I was firing from all the way over at that house.
Yeah.
Like I was standing on the step on that house. And you can see that I got a fair amount of spread here.
Mm-hmm.
So probably, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I would say out of the 2 shots that 8, 9, 10, out of the 2 shots that I fired from that distance at this bear when it was sitting here, I probably hit with about 3 or 4 pellets out of 2 shots.
Yep.
But that was, you know, like that's extreme range for a short barrel, double barrel shotgun.
Yeah.
Right. If I had a longer barrel on, the spread would have been a little tighter, but I probably still would have missed with a few pellets.
Probably.
So anyway, kneecapper, legendary, really good stuff. I actually saw a guy who was writing a post in a mod on the Nexus talking about he has a 10mm pistol that he made into an automatic pistol that has the kneecapper effect, and he said that's awesome. And I could certainly see why.
Yeah, well, I guess the more shots you get out there, the higher chance you get of actually getting the cripple.
Yeah, each shot has a flat 20% chance of getting the cripple. And when you fire that with a shotgun, well, each pellet has that flat 20% chance of getting a cripple.
Yeah.
So...
But even with an automatic weapon, you'd cripple somebody in no time short by spraying them down with it, even if it doesn't do a lot of damage.
Look at this. We have a chance to try and persuade somebody. Can I even do that? Yeah, I can. My charisma isn't that bad. Well, let's go over here and see if we can talk Fred out of
Just
shooting this poor guy.
Don't come any closer, friend. This doesn't concern you.
Please, help! They're going to kill me!
Shut up!
What's going on here?
This thing's a synth. That's what. We've been traveling with it for weeks. But then today he finally let slip that he's an Institute errand boy. The whole fucking time.
Because I thought you were my friends.
I'd never be friends with a damn synth.
You already were friends with the synth. Now please, just let me go.
You think I'm stupid? You're just gonna
I guess he
run off
shouldn't have said
and your
anything, hey?
Institute
Yeah, no
wants to come
shit.
Put us down. That ain't happening, pal.
I'm not with the Institute. I ran away. I just need to get to Bunker Hill. Then, I swear I will never bother you again. Please. You believe me, right? You can't let them do this.
Yeah.
You need to let him go. Think about it. If he meant to hurt you, wouldn't he have done it already?
I would never do that.
Oh,
You're
look
my
at that. I
friends.
They
persuaded
got a
him.
point, Fred. He's had all the chances in the world to harm us. Maybe we should just let him go.
All right. But if I ever see you again, I'm putting one right between your eyes.
Oh my God. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Just get the hell out of here.
Well, so we resolved that peacefully.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and that was thirsty work. We got to have a drink of water now. It's always interesting to go by these encounter hotspots, these campsites, because there's usually something going on there. And now, let's go over here. I know we're making a few side trips, but you know what? These are interesting things to do, too. And we'll go in and have a look around in Thicket excavations. And, well... Oh, that has a gear in it. I'll pick that up. Some caps. Ooh.
That's it.
Some drugs.
Desk fan. Okay. Lock that.
Got it.
Okay, well, we'll take the ammunition. We won't bother with the guns. And I'm not going to bother reading that terminal because everybody who's ever played this game already knows that it's basically this guy's diary. And we're going to pause for a moment because I've got that texture bug thing that happens occasionally, so we'll have to reload the game in order to fix that. So we're just going to pause the recording for a minute here while we do that.
All right. And we're back.
Yes, and Rec V5X, while we were reloading the game, gave me a kind of technical explanation because he knows a little bit about this kind of stuff.
Oh,
if you want to share.
Sure. Well, I think what it is it's like when you're at like an extreme distance, it renders sort of like an approximation of what this area looks like.
Excellent.
So that, you know, if you're looking at it through like a scope or something, instead of rendering fog or something, they just have like this. And that way, when you look at it, you can still see the area. And then when you get close nearby, it's supposed to unload and not show that anymore, and then instead you get the detailed area, but I guess there's a bug where sometimes that doesn't always work.
Yeah, so basically it's not unloading what you would see from a long distance away.
That's my estimate. Yeah. That's what I think it probably is.
Okay, because it does appear to be like a false non-solid surface because the actual surface is below it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just like the long distance texture thing doesn't unload.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk to Sully Mathis here.
Keep a distance.
Maybe, let's see here. Do we have any... No, we'll have to do it without a chemical crutch.
Hey.
No grape mentats or anything like that to make me more persuasive.
Damn.
I could probably help.
So we'll see if we can wring a few extra caps out of him for helping us here.
75 caps for your time?
Not sure if I'm up for it. A couple more caps might change my mind, though.
Not gonna make this easy, are you? All right, 100 caps then.
You want this pump fixed, right? Throw in a few more caps and
okay, 120.
Oh my god,
I did it.
Wow.
I'll just do it myself.
Help you with what exactly?
I'm trying to fix this old water pump. Should be plenty of scrap in here. If I can get it drained out.
No, what are you really up to here?
Maybe I got some friends who like to go spelunking. Maybe
See, if you read the terminal entry, he's actually wants to make this into a hideout for his raider gang.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
what do you need help with?
The pump isn't in top shape, but it should at least start. There must be some leaky connections flooding me out. Think you could fix them? The leaks will be underwater. Look for bubbles, and you should find them.
Okay. Well, here we go. We gotta go swim underwater and turn off some valves where we see the bubbles coming up. So I guess we'll go do that. And I think it'll be easier to do this in first person because I can actually see some of the things I might be trying to run into, like that railing and stuff like that. Okay. And I can't see where the bubbles are coming up here, so we gotta have to surface again.
Right there.
Right there. Okay, there's the next valve. And then the last one is over this way somewhere. Right there.
There you go.
Okay. So, we're all fixed now. Look at the dog. He's actually doing the dog paddle. You can actually see his legs moving when he's doing that, too. Eh?
Wow.
How a dog actually swims when they swim. That's pretty cool.
Now, he's a natural at it, I suppose.
Every animal is. Every animal knows how to swim. I've even heard someone say once that if you put a baby in water, it would know how to swim. Because it hasn't learned how to fear it yet. I don't know whether that's true or not, but I know any animal that you put in water, it'll automatically know how to swim.
Hi.
Yes, putting babies in water, your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
That switch on the end of the pump.
Yeah, not recommended. Okay, so we're going to start the pump. I know, though, that even though I'm not really a strong swimmer, I can float on my face and I can kick my legs and move my arms enough to propel myself forward on more or less the surface.
Yep.
So, you know, like, I may not be a great swimmer, but I can swim a little bit. And I never took any lessons or anything like that.
What the?
Oh, I better not get myself cornered here, because that one could probably really hurt me. Oh, I've crippled him now, right? He can't move,
Yep.
so I'll just keep shooting the crap out of him till he dies. There. What's he got? He's got, oh, he's got exactly what I've already got.
Oh my god.
That's funny. Okay, well, what happened with the other one? Okay. There. Looks like Sully mostly finished them off before he knocked Sully down. Alright. So we've got a kneecap or double-barreled shotgun, just in case we didn't want to use the one that we already had.
Maybe if I close off this intake, I can get enough pressure.
That's funny.
Hi.
Meyer lurks. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that stirred him up. Anyway, I still got some tinkering to do on this thing. Shouldn't be too hard now, though. Thanks for pitching in. Here's a little something
Yeah,
before
pay
you
me.
come around.
Yeah, my 125 caps. Ooh, I gotta level up for that, too. I wonder what I should spend on my level up here. Well, we could spend a little bit on toughness. That might be good. What else have we got here? Oh, yeah, locksmith. Okay. Or sneaking. So hard to decide. Alright. I can't decide.
Well, you gonna be encountering expert locks anytime soon, or are you having trouble sneaking?
We'll probably be encountering lock. The thing is about sneaking, though, is it's important to get that as soon as possible, because in second and third levels of sneaking, you no longer trigger floor traps or mines. And floor traps or mines can kill you in a big hurry if you trigger them.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't gotten it already.
Yeah, there's some really nasty traps that happen, especially some around some of these campsites and stuff, where you'll have like 3 or 4 or even 5 mines all clustered together in one place.
And it's like a one-hit kill
And
trap.
as soon as you hear the beeping, well, because
You're
they're
already dead.
Yeah, because it's not just one mine, there's like 5, you can't even run out of the area. Oh, I just triggered another quest. Finders Keepers. That has to do with the Sjorgen inertia shotgun. Okay. Get our... There. There we go. See, we shot some bugs. I guess that's why a short-barreled shotgun at short range is kind of an advantage too, because you do get a little bit of spread, and it's a little easier to hit some of these small targets at short range.
Kind of like hip shooting in automatic.
Yeah. But anyway, over here at this little boxcar, at one time when I was trying to learn how to make some types of mods, I was trying to figure out how to make settlements. Never did figure it out. The one that I did try failed miserably and didn't work right. But I figured that that would be a good place to put a little settlement in that area.
Yeah, if you were actually to make a settlement.
Based on that little boxcar as a shelter, right? But I don't know, I guess if I ever do that someday, I'll have to go back to the drawing board and just try and have another look to see if I can figure out how that's done. Because there are tutorials out there and that kind of thing. I tried to follow one of them though, and I don't know whether it was because the tutorial wasn't that great or because I didn't understand what he was trying to say, but...
Well, as you get more experience, you'll get better at it, right?
Dog got him. Okay. Doesn't seem to be anybody else sneaking up behind me now. So at this train station, there is a whole bunch of feral ghouls. And there's also a fair amount of goodies to pick up. And these things also tend to respawn very rapidly. So...
if you need supplies, come here, I guess.
yeah.
That guy is trying to get down, and he can't get around that other corpse.
That's teamwork right there. I think I need a little bit stronger gun.
You think?
Yeah. Now I'm really in trouble here. What's... Okay, time to slow things down here a little. Oh, now I've got weakness going on here. Okay, let's switch to... well, maybe not that one. We'll switch to this one. Now, ow!
Oh, that hurt.
It's time to do some drugs. I'm not doing very well here. I'm usually sneakier at this. I'm doing this a little bit differently too, just to be a little more entertaining. Usually I'm gonna drink that.
Yeah, usually you can get through here
and I'm
without...
gonna do a Med-X because that will help me out here a bit. And I'm also gonna do some jet. I don't know why the guy doesn't just reload the damn gun when you empty it. Like, reload the gun already. It's empty. I shouldn't have to actually do that myself.
Well, that's okay.
Anyway, now we need to take a stim pack to fix my arm.
Yeah, I seen you come through here all the time and
yeah,
never aggro anybody.
Usually what I do though is I sneak.
Yeah.
Right? And I sneak up and I pick them off, you know, like a one or two at a time. I don't just run recklessly in and attract their attention like this. Okay, so I'm still kind of thirsty, but I gotta take some antibiotics now. And now I'm really thirsty again. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to make the alchemy mod, actually, because I wanted to be able to...
You're still thirsty.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to do remedies and things like that without all these damn side effects all the time, right?
Oh man, I love it when I have to drink like a 4-liter jug of water every time
exactly. It's like nuts, right?
You know, I drink a 4-liter jug of water every time I take a Tylenol or an Advil.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it just seems like it's a bit much.
You mean to say you don't drink that much water?
No. And you know what? Like most other people, I have had occasion to take antibiotics once in a while. And, you know what? They don't make you that thirsty. In fact, usually when you take them, you drink water in order to swallow the pills. So, you know, but again, this is a game that has no real, you know, basis in reality. So I guess they wanted to penalize you for careless play.
Oh, never mind water poisoning if you consume too much water in a sitting.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to pick up those bottles because I'm probably, the next time I get to a water pump, I'm going to have to restock some of my water.
Because 20 bottles of water just ain't enough.
That's right. Well, you know what? As a rule of thumb, I carry 20 bottles of water. Because I just went through 4 or 5 bottles of water there, maybe even 6.
Yep.
Just all at once. And like I said, I don't normally play that carelessly. But occasionally, even though I am a fairly cautious player most of the time,
Mistakes happen.
mistakes happen, things go wrong. And when they do, you need to have lots of water. Because stim packs make you thirsty, antibiotics make you thirsty, you know,
Drugs make you thirsty.
Drugs make you thirsty. It's ridiculous, right?
Oh, you had to reload.
Yeah. I think this gun might be just a little bit under. Oh, look at that. He pulled him down just as I was shooting at him. There.
The gun's just a little underpowered for this.
Yeah, the gun is just a little underpowered for this. Oop. And the fire damage isn't like instant damage, it's damage over time.
Yep.
So each bullet does 15 points of fire damage, but I think that fire damage, that 15 points is stretched out over several seconds, right?
Yeah, so you might kill them, but they can kill you before they die.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So anyway, it looks like Bedford Station here has a lot of feral ghouls in it. And here we meet up with someone, well, the body of someone named Helena. And
Helena?
Helena. Well, I don't know. Sometimes some people say it that way, some people say it the other way. I don't know which way is right.
Who
It
knows?
says the package arrives at midnight. So I'm guessing that she's probably a railroad agent. Or was. And this guy named Dutchman is the same thing, right?
Yep.
So Dutchman's instructions tell him to go and loot that barrel in that boxcar that we already looted. And it looks like a feral ghoul got him. And then if we go up here into the railroad tower, well, there's a couple of things to pick up there. You could read the holotape entry on the terminal if you wanted to, but I'm not going to bother because it's just something that people have heard a million times. Conversation between Dutchman and a escape synth as the Institute, I guess, was closing in. So I'm guessing that the Dutchman and Helena were not, or Helena, or however you say it, were not killed by the ghouls. They were killed by the Institute synths, probably. And then the ghouls just happened along later.
Probably.
At least if I had to guess, that's what I would say.
Yep.
So anyway, we will continue on toward Tenpines Bluff.
The journey.
The journey. And we are in the middle of a rad storm here too, so we're going to collect a few rads.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well,
After all them drugs,
you know
who
what?
cares?
Yeah, that's why you got to carry those drugs and the water, because you're going to be exposed to this kind of thing in spite of your best efforts, no matter what you do. Oh, look. That means Lucas maybe will be at Tenpines Bluff, which would be kind of a break. Because Lucas has a... Oh, and there's that dog. I think that's the bad one, yeah. You can see his health gradually reducing, right? From the fire damage, but it took quite a while.
Yeah.
And he still had a little bit left by the time he got to me. So... the fire thing, I mean, I kept this gun just because it's kind of interesting to use it, and also, you know, like it's more useful against vampires actually. Because you might have noticed in when we were attacked by that vampire. What are you doing way over here? Wow.
She's
okay.
inspecting the self-driving Brahmin.
Yeah, strange. Anyway, as I was saying, when we encountered that vampire a couple of episodes ago, well, this gun was pretty useful against that vampire. It actually did a lot of damage because they have absolutely no resistance to fire whatsoever.
Yep.
But it's kind of highly specialized, and you know, it helps a little bit against other enemies, but not a lot. Which is why I need a drum magazine on it, because it takes a lot of bullets with a pipe gun to kill anybody.
Yep.
What do you want? We don't need any more trouble around here.
Didn't you ask the Minutemen for help?
You're with the Minutemen? I didn't really think you fellas still existed. We sent word with one of them passing traders, but honestly, I never expected anything to come of it. Most people don't put much stock in the Minutemen these days after Quincy. Bad business, that.
Is there something you need my help with?
Whew. Yeah, I'm damn.
Yeah, just get on with it. Get to the point.
Giving us trouble for weeks, stealing food and supplies, threatening to kill us all if we don't pony up. We know where they're coming from, but we can't go up against a gang like that.
Don't worry. I'll take care of those raiders for you.
Thanks, friend. If you folks are for real,
Make it sound so easy.
it'll be a welcome change.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Oh, what was that movie with The Rock where he had the 2x4?
yeah, just walking tall.
Yeah, they want you to just be like walking tall and just go in there and kill all those guys and then come back out and all their problems are solved.
Yeah, well, you know what? We can't all be superheroes like The Rock. But I'm going to definitely fill some of my empty bottles here because I'm going to need that water later. Then I can wander over here and talk to Lucas because Lucas has a good armor item for sale.
Let's see what you have.
Focus on stopping power. Pretty, don't stop bullets.
And Lucas has the Wastelander's right leg, which gives you a 15% damage reduction from super mutants. And I'm going to buy it because it is a good item. And I may have noted earlier in this playthrough, but armor value, because of the diminishing returns that you get, does not necessarily mean a whole lot after you get to about 400 or 500 in any kind of armor protection.
But your specialized reduced damage from X type of stuff.
Reduced damage from X. So if I basically it reduces the damage by that advertised amount. So it's sort of like a really good armor type of thing.
Yeah, it's like a really huge reduction.
Yeah, and actually you can wear multiple pieces of armor because you can get a left leg piece and a left arm piece and a chest piece and you know, all that kind of stuff. And by the time if you equip yourself with those types of items, well then you can get 15% damage reduction against almost every type of enemy in the game all at the same time. And if you get multiple pieces that offer damage reduction against the same attack, well then, for example, if I found a left arm piece that reduces super mutant attacks by 15% as well, then I'd get a 30% damage reduction on attacks from super mutants, which is pretty valuable. Is this another unfriendly dog?
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of like the padded dense thing.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
suppose.
It's it stacks. So, you know, and 15% just on its own is okay, but 30% is a very substantial reduction in damage. It's enough that it could very well save your life.
Yeah, and super mutants can be pretty tough enemies anyways.
Oh, this guy is that guy there sells ordinary regular armor. He doesn't have anything special. Right? Meet up with him once in a while. I think I read somewhere he and other NPCs like similar to him that you meet, if you have spent the right perks in the right areas, you could actually recruit him as a vendor for one of your settlements.
Huh.
And if you do that, he is like a top tier. For example, he would be a top tier armor dealer.
Yeah.
Which means that you would, if you set him up with the top tier armor stand in one of your settlements, then you'd be able to buy items from him that you would not be able to buy from anyone else. I think Arturo is like a top tier, you know, like the weapons guy in Diamond City.
Yeah.
I think he is a top tier vendor. Anyway, we're time marches on here, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to make it to Lexington, since that's where we need to go next, and then we'll call it an episode.
All right.
So we're just going to head our way down here toward Lexington. I should have a look in this boxcar though too, because there's often stuff that we can use in here too. Like all these empty bottles, those caps, and some ammunition for the railroad rifle. And if you come back here later, like once you get to be about level 20 or so, you can actually find a railroad rifle here, which is a weird steam-powered thing that shoots railroad spikes. It's actually a pretty high damage type of weapon too, but it's like really heavy and has a small ammunition capacity.
And you've never really been a heavy weapons guy.
No, well, I don't think it's a heavy weapon per se. Why is this settler standing here?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, okay. You're just standing here. All right. Well,
I don't always stand in random encounter areas where I might get killed, but when I do...
yeah. Okay, well, that's fine. Guess we'll just head on down the road here until we get to Lexington. And you may be wondering what I'm going to do with all of this junk items and things that I've collected, but I'm going to show you. So this is actually a kind of a strange little area too, where occasionally you can get a random encounter, but not often. And usually it's only good for like 1 or 2 encounters in an entire playthrough. So here we go. We're coming up on Lexington. And we'll grab the stuff out of this toolbox. And we've discovered Lexington. And here is the Lexington Red Rocket. And it is a settlement that
With
you
your
can use.
Yeah, with your settlement mod, right?
Well, this is actually a settlement mod that I found on the Nexus. It's been around for a few years. The original author made this, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, and then another guy kind of took it over, and he cleaned up some things and fixed a few small issues with some of the settlements, because I guess this particular one was a real problem for the original author.
Yep.
But anyway, it basically turns almost every red rocket in the game world into a settlement with a workbench and everything. So I can basically, like scrap things here, and I can build things, and like this area, it includes the top of this building, the top of some of the top of that building, the top of this building, and some of the top of that mass chemical building as well. You can turn it into a nice little well-fortified settlement, and you actually have to build upward, of course, because you don't really have a lot of space to expand outward.
Yep.
But anyway, it's a good place to establish a base of operations for exploring Lexington, because now I can collect ammunition that I'm not using and junk and stuff like that, and I can store it in this workbench, right, without having to travel all the way back to the next nearest settlement. To here would be the Red Rocket truck stop.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway, we're here. We've found the place. I'm going to scrap this place and clean up and do a few, like administrative things off camera.
All right.
So as not to bore people with the things that are not really that exciting to watch. So, and when we come back with the next episode, we'll have done all of that good stuff, and we'll be ready to start exploring Lexington.
All right. Well, I'm Rec B5.
And I'm Sandman 99. Until next time.
Hope you enjoyed watching.
Yeah.